The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Building.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay. So Morris Media Live.
Bing, bing, bing,
Hey!
Hey!
You got 15 minutes.
Welcome to You Got 15 Minutes. I'm Jay Green.
I'm G.
And it's your boy JP.
Yes. And today we got a lot of special things going on today. We have a special guest in the studio today. We got Qurfew in the studio that we're going to interview.
Yeah.
Go ahead and you can introduce yourself too if you want to, you know.
Yo. It's Qurfew, Colombiano Devil No Santo. I'm out here repping No Excuses worldwide. And, yeah, I'm here with You Got 15 Minutes.
Hey, let's go, man.
We're excited to have you in the studio. You're a Morris Media vet, so this is not your... So you're just part of our Morris Media family.
Facts.
Right.
Officially now. You're not new to it. You're true to it.
Hey,
There we go.
Period. So we're happy to have you.
Yes.
Welcome.
Welcome on the show,
And
man.
welcome, you guys. If this is your first time...
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks
Step
for
on
tuning
in.
in.
If you want to, you can always call in to 323-815-4204. All the regulars, y'all already know, so call in. We're going to be, we're going to chop it up with Qurfew for a little bit. Then we're going to be talking about 420, so happy 420 to y'all too.
Right.
Y'all already know what time it is. I'm going to keep it together
She's gonna
as
try.
much as I can.
She's gonna try.
I'm not.
She'll try a little. Not the evil laugh. Not the
Man. Happy 420, everybody.
Hey.
Right, how y'all been doing since the last time I seen y'all?
in here.
I've been good. Especially
Macking and
today,
hanging?
man. Especially today. Today's been a good day. Great vibes. I would like to say that today's vibes been speaking to my entire week, which is a very, very beautiful thing. I am so glad to be in an elated spirit, if that makes sense. You know, I'm out here with y'all. We got the show today. We got my man's Qurfew in the house.
Hey.
Positive vibes all around.
We
Shout out
out
to each
here.
and everybody tapping in. My man's in the back. Yes.
Yes, we got
Yes.
LeBron in the building back here, y'all. That's our engineer.
That's my Leo brother.
Right, that's his Leo partner.
That's the man behind the ankles.
Yes, the mystery
Yeah.
man. He's the one that really gets the business done, y'all.
Right.
Because I'll be
So
all over
when
the
y'all
place.
be like, "Ooh, the episode look professional," it's not us. It's them in the back.
Hey.
Yeah.
We just sit here. They make it all
Yes,
look
we
nice
got
for
good
us.
people. They make us look good. That's
that
what
part.
it is.
This
For
light
real,
makes
for
me
real.
look good.
Right.
So she said, "Now he like, ooh, damn, I
He's
look
like,
good."
Right, yeah. I like that vibe,
everything.
The sun been out, the tan hit. Like, okay.
Most definitely.
I'm out here with the positive vibes, you feel me?
Ooh,
That's
always.
good.
go,
I
there
know
we go.
we all happy to be here too. So, where are you from?
I'm from Norwalk,
Okay, nice. So you
Yeah.
a LA representative?
Southeast
For sure.
LA.
Yep.
Nice.
Not too
Hey,
far.
I don't know. How do you feel about the new demographics that they be trying to make and switching names of cities and all that throughout?
They should not be switching
You know?
names and cities.
Because where was it? Did somebody say Northeast Hollywood or
No,
something?
no,
I think somebody.
it's NoHo West.
What the fuck
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
fuck is
I
that?
lived
It's
in
the
North
west
Hollywood,
of North
Hollywood for
Hollywood?
a
Hollywood
year.
West.
That's
And then as soon as I
ghetto.
moved, they
North
made a
Hollywood
whole
was
other
a
bougie
hood.
area.
North
Yeah.
Hollywood West? Where is that? Where
How do
is
you
that supposed
how
to
do you
be?
classify the
Like
location?
Universal?
Like I don't understand. So it's already North Hollywood,
Right.
But now it's NoHo West. Like
The
what?
west part of North Hollywood? That's extra.
That-
So if I'm in North
Hella
Hollywood,
extra.
I'm so past the metro station
Oh,
or
right. I'm
Right.
past Universal or
Right.
before Universal?
I'm on this side of the street. If I cross the street, I'm gonna be in West North Hollywood.
is
So what if you from the east side of NoHo West?
Then you
gotta
from
throw it
NoHo
up.
East. You from NoHo East.
They probably be out there repping hard too. It's probably kids like, I'm from NoHo West,
I'm
and they
dead.
is like,
You're from the
Wait.
valley. That's what I
somebody
look
gonna
at
be
you.
like, what?
They'll be like from the west side. No, the east side of NoHo
You're from
West.
the valley.
East
And
North
now
West.
there's an arts district out there in North
Yeah.
Hollywood too. So I'm like,
Mhm.
I
They
was
put-
mad. I was mad when they started calling Central, South LA. I'm like, who y'all trying to play
Because
with?
they're trying to
that's
take
true, that's fine.
they're trying to take away from the stigma of
The
South
stigma,
Central
yeah.
LA. They're
Right,
like,
right.
South LA, no bitch.
Yeah, I forgot. They got some new name for the jungles, too. And I was like, oh, the jungles?
The Jakes. What?
Hey, I'm telling you,
Hey.
it's nice over there now.
No, for
It
real.
is. No, it's white
They got a
people
new
with
name
dogs
for
and
it?
shit.
It be white people walking dogs and stuff. Have you been over there?
So if it's not the jungles, what is it called? The forest now?
It's called the whites.
Look.
Have taken over.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
They call it Tarzan now.
Right.
There's a Kaiser over there, so now it's nice.
Oh.
Right, there is a Kaiser.
And then this one management company went and like bought a bunch of shit and like cleaned it all up, and that's when the white
Yeah,
people were like,
they tried to send my dad to an appointment at that Kaiser. He was in an uproar. He was like, the one on the new Martin Luther King. He like, the new one. But then he was kind of, then he went and he was like, I mean, the parking is better, and it's and I was like, look at him, right? Because he used to West LA Kaiser, and where's the other one? Hollywood on Sunset.
See, I don't know any other ones.
And then all of a sudden, the delivery drivers ain't getting lost.
Ooh.
All of a sudden,
Hey,
white people
that part.
Packages are getting to the front porch.
to the front porch.
All
They're
the
making
dog
it.
snacks and treats.
And they're still
shit.
there the next day.
Still there.
That part. No, fuck the next day. 30 minutes later.
They're
Like,
there.
No,
They're
in those
there.
neighborhoods, the Amazon people get to leave them all in like the mailroom.
right.
So they're just like
Yep.
down there. It's just hella packages.
they have the locker room.
Yeah, and the white people just go down there and look for their shit, and then
With
it's
their,
just like,
with their,
Like that?
yeah, just
With
where's
their,
my box?
with
Where's
their
my shot?
non-fat
I'm
skinny
looking for my
latte.
shot. Sorry.
I need my dog food.
Yeah, I got stuff waiting in my boyfriend's guest.
They
It's in this
order
box from Amazon
food,
and South.
food in a box in another box.
Yeah,
Food in a box in another box with ice packs in it.
yeah.
And dog food, and the dogs be eating better than they do. They stuff be looking like
Maybe Amazon freshening their dog food.
Yeah.
They're eating Little Caesars.
Yo.
Vacuum sealed and everything.
Yeah,
They
hell
be
yeah.
having
No,
the
like
most
farm
expensive
fresh
dog
made 2 days
food
ago.
ever. Yes.
I'm not
no
doing
lie.
all that. My
I
niggas
know
eat
that.
Beneful.
Sheesh.
Sorry.
I
Shout
know
out
that
to
for sure.
Beneful.
see, she low key bougie
These
too.
niggas eat Beneful. That ain't bougie.
Mm-mm.
No, that shit is a little.
Beneful's a little pricey.
It's a-
Beneful is $13 at Family Dollar, nigga. What you mean?
Second shelf.
And my
It's
neighborhood,
that
you
Family
give the
Dollar.
dog some bologna. You feel me?
See?
We keep it classic, man. We go to the store, get a little salami, little Oscar Mayer or something.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
Yes.
a treat.
Y'all know what this
Hey,
is.
the homie
You gotta
dog
treat
eat
your
Vienna
dog.
sausages. I
No.
was like, hold on.
No.
I was like,
Those are salty as shit, first of all.
Oh,
Those are salty
man.
as shit.
I said, yeah, what
No,
a
we're
time
not
to be
doing that.
alive. Shit, who am I to judge?
Are you a dog person or a cat person?
Dog person.
Okay, good. Because I was about to judge you. If you
You
like
see,
cat.
because she the dog lady. She
I
was
was
finna
ready
go
to be
hard
like,
on
Oh, you about to judge me?
I mean, but what dude be like, I love cats.
You be surprised. You would be the fuck surprised. There are men that are like, I love my cat, and I'm like, because you
I'm
don't
a
get
cat
none.
fan. I would have a cat.
See, I don't mind cats, but
They
I'm gonna pick a dog.
Lick their
all day.
buttholes all day, and cats can transmit COVID. And
All I
diseases
heard
as
was
as cats.
licking
I've had plenty of
buttholes.
dogs, and they
Dogs lick their buttholes too, but dogs have that shit in their tongue that cleans their. Even if it doesn't complete it,
Yeah,
even
but
if it
they-
doesn't
some of
clean it
them eat poop.
completely.
I
They all-
heard.
they all do. They all
I read
eat
somewhere
poop.
that was a lie. That
No,
they were like,
they-
dogs' mouths are not cleaner than humans.
No,
And I'm
that's
like,
not true. But they do have something on their tongue that cleans shit, but
Uh-huh.
it's not clean enough to be like, yeah, let him lick you, and then it's all good. You know, no, yeah, I'm not doing that. No. So all those times we shared food with the dog, it's like, oh, I should. It was. Oh, it's
I
not
for
as
sure
clean.
gave Nacho some of my ice cream, man.
Popsicle.
Like the girls in the movies, like, here, you can have some.
She did. She was just like, here.
Because
dead.
I'm like, shit, he done already been over my mouth already. What,
And
He
then
loves
she
you.
got pink eye.
look, don't even get me started
This
on
is
the
the beginning
stories of
sign.
her damn dogs.
We're not
okay?
gonna go there. That's a whole nother thing in itself.
That's another one.
All right.
We
No,
gonna stop.
we're
We
not.
gonna write
Don't do it.
We
Don't-
not.
don't do it. I'm
We
gonna
not.
drink
We not.
water.
We not.
Because I got the bottle
Okay.
with a hole in it.
Okay, so we go get to you, girl, because we be playing too much.
We tangent a lot, so you gotta bring us back in.
So tell us what you got going on, what you've been working on, because you got a new project, right?
Yeah. My album, it's like my first official like full project.
Ooh.
It's called,
Okay, nice.
It's called Through My Eyes, and I actually got the last mix and master of the last song for it today.
Oh wow!
Okay,
Nice.
okay.
Well,
Congratulations.
Congratulations in advance,
Stop
man.
promoting. You guys are the
Yeah.
first ones to know it.
Hey!
Hey, hello, man.
Right, you
The
heard it
premiere.
first.
You heard it
Right
first.
here.
You got
You got
15 minutes.
minutes.
Right
New
here.
project.
Nice. Nice.
Last mix and master done today. Album out soon.
When is it dropping?
So I'm thinking either on my birthday or in 2 weeks.
When's your birthday?
When your birthday?
When you're independent, you can just
Whenever
choose
you
the day.
want to.
That part,
That's
that
the fuck
part.
I'm talking
What's
about.
most important is when is your birthday?
I'm a Gemini.
When's your birthday?
May 29th.
Okay, he made Gemini, so you know he crazy.
She a June.
I'm June 11th.
Oh,
but
okay.
that's why we were like, you see, all of us said it's coming up.
Everybody.
Leo, so he like,
When's your birthday?
We're like, he's somewhere in between because summer's here. But
That part.
I ain't mad at it. So, how do you get your inspirations? Like, where do your inspirations come from as far as like other artists, and then as well like when you're going in the studio to create a song? Like, do you just go in and straight freestyle? Do you write verses beforehand?
So all my hooks are freestyle.
Really?
But my verses, I write my verses.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to say nothing dumb.
You
know what I mean?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Even if it sounds dope, you know what I mean?
Right.
But the
you
hook,
gotta think about it a second time. Mm-hmm.
That's actually a talent. I think that's a cool little way for one to get started to making a song, because the hook is like what really you win. You hear like whatever, that bar for bar, and then it's really catchy, and then like boom, now I want to listen to what the artist got to say. Man, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Were you one of those kids that was writing poetry or banging beats on the table like in junior high?
Both.
Both?
Yeah. I remember in 7th grade, what's it called? I was gonna see who was gonna be my friends because I had just moved to that part. And I went to middle school and I seen all the tables, And in my middle school, it was stereotypical like the movies. There was different groups. You got emo kids, the jocks, and blah blah blah. Then I seen the artists, like all the ones that were banging with the tables, and I was like, that looks cool. I want to go sit over there.
Nice.
And then that's where I learned how to make beats and how to roast on people, stuff like that.
So you just clicked up with the tables, the people that was at the tables making beats.
Like low-key battle rapping.
And it just progressed
clowning.
to,
And that's what it
to
was.
battle rap.
That's what it was.
So
Wow.
That's what it was. Yeah. That's what it was.
some
man.
dope times.
So what advice would you give to somebody that's debating on beginning battle rapping? Because I feel like that's a very it's a small community, low key.
I think it was
it's
way bigger
big,
back
but
then. But now it's battle rap now is very you have to be smart, smart.
Yeah.
It's
Gotta
gotten
know
to the
words.
point where it's not just roasting. It's more you have to know their
Wordplay.
whole life. You got to study them,
They be
and then you
studying
attacking them and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I didn't realize it was that deep. They be bringing
Now
up
it is.
that's why
Oh,
your
yeah.
5th grader failed the
Yeah.
grade twice, and I'm like, how did you find that out?
It's and they really be trying to find
yeah,
shit.
huh?
Yeah.
some shit. Because you'll see those battles and they'll be like,
They
"Damn,
really
how'd
get
you
mad."
find that
Yeah.
out?
And
reminds
they'd be
me
real beef. Because how do you know my life?
So
Why are you
how
talking
do you
shit?
get into that? How do you get into where they do the televised battles and what's the first step for that?
I mean, in the West Coast, I think there's a desert for that. Meaning there's not that many opportunities for that.
Mm-hmm.
I've probably only seen a couple of promoters try to start that scene in SoCal.
Yeah.
But I think we're missing that, to be honest. I
It's,
think a lot of those people go to either NorCal or they go out of state. Even Vegas has a scene like that.
Gotcha.
I think we probably, now that you're talking about it, I think
it
we
was
do
in the
need
valley. It was in the valley. For,
Yeah, the 818 battle. I know I know 2 of the champions from over
and
there.
that one dude that's on that other podcast, he's on No Jumper now. He got his own little thing. I forgot his name. Can't remember. It's some dude from Lebanon. But they talk about how they started a show because they're trying to bring back basically when Smack stopped doing his shows and there was no battle rap, you couldn't view battle rap anywhere. I forgot what the name of it is. I forgot the acronym, but it's these 2 dudes that were like, oh, Smack's not making videos, we finna start having these battles, and they became worldwide battles, and they were all over there at the source. They were over there by CSUN, and then Smack came back oh, just kidding, I'm still doing my shit. And then these niggas tried to go their own way, and then Smack became Smack. Well, he was already Smack, but he blew up and had all his videos and shit. And so the other dudes, they were like, oh, we're trying to bring exactly what you said, that there's no scene for it here. They're trying to bring it back. So I'm like, people are trying, but I don't feel like LA's fucking with it.
No,
You know
there's
what
battle
I mean?
rappers, but they go
They
out
go
for
away.
that.
Yeah, and they battle people in other countries because it's we don't have a scene for it.
So, I mean, to
Yeah.
answer your question, obviously go on the internet, TikTok,
You gotta
Instagram,
travel.
and travel and like attack. You know, you have to attack those people and get their attention.
Yeah.
Right.
If you can't get their attention, who you gonna battle rap? Just the homies and stuff, you know?
Right.
It's like wrestling.
Somebody gonna end up fighting.
You know, it's a sport. It's like wrestling. They gotta call people out and make the whole drama. It's the same.
Yeah, them battles be wild.
You know,
The way you get your material is learning a lot about your opponent. It reminds me of that show that used to come on. I think it was MTV, but Yo Mama. Or
Yo
something
Mama,
like
that was a good
Yo
platform.
Mama.
Yeah, battle raps that I see the thing that come on Instagram, the little clips and like the promotions that they
Facts.
put on there for that. I hear the shit that Cass is talking about. I'm like, damn, you must have really had to dig into this person to get what they, what's going on and be able to say what you say.
Yeah, I didn't
'Cause I
realize
think-
they'd be researching like that.
But I ain't gonna lie,
Right.
my favorite battle rapper, I made like Cassidy, where you could just be like, "Hey, I want to battle you right now. I got 500. Let's go."
Yeah, but
Boom.
he's so wild.
But he used to kill it just doing that, like
Yeah,
just
he
off the
did.
top of the dome.
Cassidy eat you in the sleep.
That's my
man.
favorite battle rapper of all time. Even
Man.
better than any of these guys that like research.
I like
Yeah.
Charlie Clips.
And he proved. But he proved that fact though. Remember, he went and battled these cats and beat them.
He did for sure.
Arsenal's fire.
Shout out
too,
to
though.
Cassidy, man.
Arsenal's fire.
One of my
Arsenal's
all-time
fire
favorite
as
rappers
fuck.
too, by the way, man. Yeah.
So who are you? Okay, most people don't like to answer that question, but who's your top 3 favorite rappers? And you can't say Drake, and you can't say Kanye. Who can't be in your top 3?
That said it all.
I
right
need to
there.
know.
I would say Nas, Tupac, and Zero.
So
Zero.
Drake and Kanye
Drake
weren't
and
even an
Kanye
option?
not in there?
Oh, right.
No, don't get me wrong.
God
Like,
dang.
I love Kanye, especially like probably the
She
era.
ain't even know
all
Drake
the-
or Kanye fan
all
like
the
No,
that.
I'm
way
not.
to Twisted, you know, what's it called? Dang, already the 2010 album, My Beautiful Twisted.
Twisted, dark, twisted.
Yeah,
Dark
up to there.
Twisted
Yeah.
Nightmare
Anything
and all that.
else-
Fantasy.
Anything after that, I'll pick and choose.
Right.
But everything after that, the whole catalog was fire.
Up until that point,
Yeah,
right,
up until that point, everything was
Yeah.
fire. He didn't miss to me.
So you're not.
You know,
Hey,
but
I ain't
and
hating.
Drake, he's a GOAT. But as far as like top 3, like if I was stuck in an island and that's all I was gonna listen to, it wasn't gonna be Drake.
Great. Thank you.
Man,
All right.
Not
Drake's
an
not on
island
that
with
list.
Drizzy
Yeah,
Drake.
because I can't respect people that are like, I make music and Drake and Jay-Z are in my top 3.
Who?
I don't like when Drake and Kanye are in the top 3.
He said Drake and Jay-Z.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even say Jay-Z. I didn't mean, yeah. That's why you made that face? Okay.
He said, who?
No. I can't respect people when they say that. I meant to say, I can't
Drake
respect
and
people
Kanye?
if Drake and Kanye are in your top 3 and you don't say Jay-Z. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't say Jay-Z, but you also didn't say that the other 2 are in your top,
Yeah,
so you're
but come
fine.
on, Nas.
But Nas-
But you have
Nas-
not.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
like,
Yeah,
you have
Nas.
not.
I'm a big Jay-Z fan too, but Nas.
No, that's fine. But I'm saying you didn't have Drake and Kanye, so I was like, all right, we're cool.
Come on, Ether.
Because
Jay's
Right.
not in my top 3, but Nas
that's
for
fine.
sure.
Because
Nas
you're
for
gonna
sure.
pick somebody, you're gonna pick one of them,
Yeah.
but just
Yeah.
as long as you don't follow that with Drake and Kanye is my point. Because I'm tired of people being
So what
like,
do you got against Kanye, Drake, and Cats?
cats are gross.
Because she says I don't respect people.
I don't. I don't.
Damn.
Cats not doing it. I don't.
It's the best animal on the
They're
planet.
sneaky. They're conniving.
They don't need
They
me
lick
either.
themselves and spit
But dogs
out
lick
balls,
themselves too, so
but
I don't
they
care about
spit
that.
out
Yeah,
hair
dogs lick
balls
on their
and
own
it
private
collects
Dogs
in their
shed.
mouth.
Shit.
It collects in their mouth and they spit it out.
I love how she's answering the question.
Because let me count the ways.
I don't care for Drake because I
She
feel
out
like
here
Drake
hating on
is
cats, man.
Drake cats are gross.
We are
I'm
the
not
best.
a fan of Drake as a rapper because I know he doesn't write his own shit, and
That's
because
debatable though. He doesn't.
He writes songs though.
He writes songs.
Okay,
He
but
writes
they're not
songs,
that
though.
great. And I respect him as a little singer, like a little like okay, let's do it. But as like a goat, like
But
I
I'm,
beg to differ.
I think as a music as a whole, he's a GOAT.
He's a great performer.
Now when we're talking about the ring of rap, no.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
I'm
if we were just going with rap, no.
No,
But like
yeah.
on a weekend level, yeah, he's come on.
Yeah. He's a great performer and a great musician.
Because we would all
artist.
say Weeknd is amazing,
Who
but
said
it would be
that?
debatable if he writes his stuff.
but what would constitute Drake or anybody as a GOAT? What makes them the GOAT?
I remember you gotta be specific. Go to what rap
Yeah.
or just music in general.
I mean, see, I don't
So what do you consider GOAT qualities?
GOAT qualities for what rap?
For rap.
For
Yeah.
rappers.
For rap, okay, yeah, you gotta
like
write.
what puts Nas in
other
your
you
top.
gotta write your own
artists.
lyrics. Doesn't have to be the hook, but your verses, you gotta write your own
Verses.
verses.
Gotcha.
From the dome.
You gotta be consistent for at the least we will say 10 years. But it's kind of debatable because the 90s artists were so dope that they could only have 1 or 2 albums, and we would consider them GOATs. They didn't have the time to do 10 years.
But they had to work in their craft for that.
But what
long
about
time, though.
Kendrick? Kendrick didn't drop
and
shit.
it outlasted 10 years where you could still bump it.
Bingo.
Kendrick hasn't dropped anything in 5 years, and now his project's dropping.
He's not a GOAT to
But
me.
people are putting him up there.
They do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and they're saying that,
he's not a
but they're
GOAT
saying
to
that he's
me.
not consistent, but he's still on his way to be
Oh,
one of our
definitely,
greatest. But he's not
definitely.
consistent
If he stopped right now, he would still do world tours.
off of what he already has.
Yeah.
Base
Catalog, definitely.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right. Okay.
Yeah, so he could be considered, like we're saying considered. So he could be considered.
Keyword.
Consider.
Keyword.
We're being
Because to me,
specific
like,
here.
greatest of all time, since we talking GOAT, sound like you was the person that did this, stood out from everybody else.
Yeah.
And nobody else did that. But when I look at, like, the ones that we say are in the top 5 or the upper echelon of artists, all
There
of them
we
got
go.
their own little lane of what makes them the GOAT or the greatest in what they do. So how do we decipher the difference in the people that
Like
we
if
consider?
you even want to go before my time, I would consider LL Cool J a GOAT.
Most
He's
people
the
do.
Drake.
Facts.
He's
A
the
lot of
Drake
people
of that
do.
era.
He's exactly a
Facts.
Drake
He's the
of that.
Drake
man.
of that era.
Yeah,
on, yeah.
exactly.
And his career lasted 30 years. Almost. Well, 25 years. Probably from 85 radio all the way to 20.
And he's still popular right now. He's on TV. He's still
I
popular
was
doing
gonna
the
say
game
LL
show.
Cool
I mean,
J
he
just
doing
gotta
the lip sync.
chill, like somebody said.
He doing the
He's
lip
still
sync
the GOAT. He for sure.
I mean, he
the back
in
of
there.
his neck hairs raised up.
Think about it. But he went without missing 25 years.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
you
like
know
Snoop
what I mean?
Dogg.
Drake is only at 2009. I remember exactly where I was at when
Right.
So Far Gone dropped.
When
Why
that
does
people be like,
everybody
he's my
remember that
favorite
bullshit?
rapper, I'm
but
like, yo.
he hasn't missed. That's 13 years. Like of bam, bam, bam,
Well,
bam.
when he
Yeah.
gets like Snoop Dogg, I'll give it a little bit of respect.
people
because
say no
Snoop
Snoop
Dogg
Dogg
is the
too.
biggest rapper in the whole
See,
world.
Snoop set the bar.
People know
high,
Snoop
though.
across
Snoop's
the
at-
entire
but
globe.
Snoop's at 30 years.
He's had like.
Remember, he
yeah.
popped off what,
Yeah.
93?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
So
when
he's
he
about
gets,
to hit 30 years.
when
of
he gets to
not
that
missing.
level, I might be like,
You know how LeBron say more than an athlete? I think Snoop is more than just a rapper. Though.
He
He's more
is.
than an artist. You know what I'm saying?
he
So,
is. Snoop
Well,
does so
one
much
like
shit.
him, if I
I
consider
think there's a
somebody to-
higher than a GOAT, and that would be Snoop.
Snoop
Bruh,
is
exactly.
Snoop is up here with everything
I
because
think as an
he's
artist and just as an entertainer and an individual,
as a character,
he's
all of
Yeah.
the above. You know what I mean? Like,
propelled himself. Like he had a show with Martha Stewart, so
That's what I'm
period, he
saying.
popping, like,
White people in other countries that don't know shit know Snoop Dogg. They don't know. They might not know any of his music. They
That's
just
facts.
know that's Snoop Dogg. He's known all over. Another rapper could walk through the airport with some glasses on, and they might be like, "Is that Drake? Is that whatever?"
Yeah, they be,
Drake
"It's
could be
Drake."
mistaken for. And there's a
Yeah.
bunch of Drake lookalikes. Snoop can't go
There's only
anywhere
one,
in
yeah.
the whole world.
There's only one
like
Snoop.
That's facts.
for real. Like that's Snoop is up
Yeah,
there
because
for me.
I mean that could have been LL too, but now in the last 10 years, probably people would be like, "Oh, I don't know who he is." Like the new generation would have.
Yeah, they be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like, yeah,
But
somebody be
Snoop's
like,
been
name an LL
relevant.
Cool
He's,
J
so,
song.
he's relevant. Boom, boom. Even right now.
Yeah.
so speaking of relevancy, man, what is something you do? What is something that you think you could do to stay relevant? Like, you know, say you hit the limelight. How do you stay hot? How do you stay in the game? Like, how do you make sure that you are a household name that ones remember and never forget?
You can't get stuck in like old ways, like old school. Like experiment with new type of music. Just make it your way.
Yeah,
I mean, Ice Cube said that himself in an interview. You know, he said you just have to not be afraid to evolve with the music. Don't be like, oh, I don't like this youngster stuff.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just got to make it your lane.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Being able to make adjustments, being able to, like, you know, catch a tune or something like that. Because I think it's all about catching the attention of the crowd.
Yeah.
And a lot of times ones want to stick in their own lane, whatever that lane was 5 years ago. But now it's like it's nothing wrong to make those adjustments, man. I think that's also a humble approach too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it changes every 5 years. It's always
Okay.
it's not gonna stop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always, and then trends come back too. So
Absolutely.
like if you were popping with that type of music 10 years ago and you do it again, but with talking about new topics, whatever's relevant now, you know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so from what I checked out from your stuff that you have out or your videos that you've done, it looks like you put a lot of like thought into your visuals and like what you create. So what goes into that? Like, how do you come up with the concepts for your videos? And because you said you write all your stuff, you know, the choruses like kind of last minute, but how do you go about your visuals for those?
See, my favorite type of visuals are cinematic. So I have to put thought into them. I don't like running gun videos. I never have. Like when it was popular to do a scene in the kitchen and do this, I was never into that. Because think about it, what's like the videos you always remember? It's always
Was
a
there like a
storyline.
story?
Right.
You know, those will always, you know, people will go back and watch them.
Mm-hmm. It's like a mini movie.
Yeah, even if it's a music video from the 80s, 90s, just because it was the storyline was so dope, you're going to go rewatch it.
Trapped in the closet, man.
You
Even
know?
when the videos don't match the song, you be like, what the fuck is
Trapped in
going
the
on?
closet.
Especially like the first, 15 episodes? After that, I was lost.
We thought it was a weekly
That
series
was
with that shit, man. I can't wait till the next come out. I want to see what's gonna happen now. You know? So yeah.
We wanted to know who he was going to pee on next.
Shut up! I'm dead. Hey, well, they still figuring that out. So,
Oh, man.
Should we hit one of our topics before? Should we do the?
ooh, right. So, okay,
Hit the topic.
Okay.
we gonna get
Hit
into
the
the
topics,
rah
man.
rah.
Look, he feel the vibe. Come on, man. We got Curfew in the building, y'all.
Okay, so we
Let's
were
go.
recently, right, we're going to get him into our, you got 15 minutes of bullshit.
Yeah.
So, we were recently alerted, or I was recently alerted.
I mean, I was recently alerted too, which is I didn't even do too much research on said topic, but I did find out that so I heard on the Breakfast Club that DJ Envy's wife Gia admitted that they've been married for 21 years. They have been very open about the problems in their relationship and their marriage. They had like a show, I believe, on somebody's channel, and they have a podcast, a whole thing. So you can go find that out for yourself. You can go find the real tea. But supposedly she came out saying that for the first 10 years of their marriage, she faked her orgasms.
Oof.
Yo.
And the internet has gone crazy. Because why you just didn't tell him, sis?
So, for the entire relationship?
For 10 years. They've been together for 21 years. The first 10 years. Mind you, they've been together since they were like 16 years old. So it's kind of like... The part that I saw was DJ Envy responding saying, I mean, I was with her since, you know, we was both kids and we really didn't know what we was doing and like, whatever. And then I had to do something, so I cut it off. But I didn't want...
I want to know,
10
fellas,
years?
how do you guys feel about that?
If you found out, if you were him, how would you feel?
I can let our guests go first.
Right.
Man.
Guess first.
Man,
10
I would
years.
be like, take that off social media. Take that. We're going to have a talk.
He said she's a good actress. He was like, she's a good actress. Everyone was like,
She's a good actress.
She better be shit. She done fooled your ass.
Is it
For
giving
21
Will and Jada?
years?
For 10 years, she was faking it. For the first 10 years, they've been together for...
Yeah, but after that, I wouldn't believe
21.
her for the
But that,
She's still with him,
so
though?
you
Yeah.
stayed over fake orgasms?
And had multiple... They have like 6 kids.
Hold on.
It sounds like a her problem. Maybe something's wrong
I was
down
gonna
there.
say low key.
You feel me?
Like,
Maybe
that's your. I feel like at some point
Maybe
that's
she's
your
not in
fault
tune
after
with her
10
own body.
years because
They be trying to blame the men.
Bro,
Spice.
come on now. Yes. See? Look, man. First of all, she's still with him, and she faking orgasms. That means it's something more than just sex. The reason why she with him, so I'm gonna give her credit.
I mean, he's
for that.
DJ Envy.
I don't
They've been
give
together
a-
since they were 16.
I don't give a shit. She's
don't
still
matter
with the
who it
man
is.
because if she didn't want him, she wouldn't be with him. So at the
She
end of the
probably
day,
got a
No,
side
because
copy.
as a woman
And
who,
he cheated on her in the
as
past,
a
and they're
woman
still
who was
together, so.
16 at some point and was in love with my then boyfriend at some point, when you're young and stupid and a girl, it really doesn't take that much for you to be like, I love him. But by the time you're like 20, if she doesn't know what an orgasm is supposed to be, I'm just saying, if she doesn't know, and that's the first or second only boy you've been with in your whole life.
I mean,
And if no one's
what
teaching-
if,
But
what if that's not important to her though? You know what I mean? Like, what if that's not? Cause
It's not important. Then why'd you say something 20 years later?
No
I mean,
woman
that could be
ever.
a question to get everybody involved
She wasn't
into
a
the
woman, though.
conversation
She was
and bring
16.
attention to the shit, so you can get a little. You know what I'm saying? But I mean,
I just wanna
I'm
know
giving
why
her
she said
respect though. I do too, because I want to.
Why
know
would
what's
you
up
say
with
that?
So, because for me, like, wait a minute, hold on, like, I've been like.
But he been new. It wasn't like she broke it to the world and he didn't
Yeah,
know. It was
I've been
something
like
that would
doing
already.
this with you for this long, and we already understood. But like you said, Curfew, like, why the fuck are we making this public? But I mean, I don't even know the motive behind it. Like, why are you telling everybody?
She
What
need
you
to
trying
get
to like? You know what I'm
snatched
saying?
Is it
Like,
giving Will and Jada energy?
And then after
This
being in
shit
the
gets
media
me-
for so long, wouldn't she already know?
that shit gives me Aisha
She
Curry
should show
vibes.
up
To
to
be
the
honest,
conditioned.
studio and slap him on there.
Like, what did she want attention for?
that shit gives me Aisha Curry
for
vibes.
some orgasms. That's why she was.
Yeah,
That's why she's not getting them.
Well, apparently,
Ooh, okay. So, have y'all ever faked an orgasm?
yes.
I said the same thing. I have faked an orgasm before. Fellas, have you guys faked an orgasm?
Yeah, of course. I have to. Yeah.
Curfew.
He's like,
Keep
please,
it.
sis.
I'm like, look, man, y'all ain't finna get me caught up in this shit, man.
Hey, I just give her the Kool-Aid smile and keep it moving.
You feel me?
Not the Kool-Aid. See, that's how I know. It's fake. Smiling.
And be like, oh yeah.
I won't take you through the process of hell, but look.
Okay, so then what?
Baby, you like McDonald's. You love to see me smile.
Yeah, what made y'all fake it? Because it was trash. That's why I assume that y'all fake it, because it's trash. You ready to get over it.
For me personally, that situation in that particular moment in time, during that time that situation was occurring.
Oh my God. Okay.
I just so happened to not be able to just get it going. So, and I was like running out of time, and I was getting bored and lazy with the effort. After a certain amount of time, if you couldn't help me,
Like,
get
girl, I
some
gotta
out-
go to work in 30 minutes.
Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
look, man, I'm getting tired. You're not finna drain me of all of my life. So with that being
Oh.
said, I had to just.
It feels like
Was
that
this in
sometimes.
college? Was this in college?
I can't really disclose exactly when. But
I was gonna say this was during the time when you were already giving children out to the
Hey,
bank.
see, and,
you didn't have
and these
much
wives
left.
should be taking notes.
And this, I'm curious.
Oh,
I would love
he
to
got
know.
somebody taking notes.
I would like to know, why
She
were you
deserves some
faking
dick.
orgasms, man? Or was it that you, like you said, Curfew, she probably went in tune with herself and
I
didn't know how to get
think
it.
she was a child and didn't know, and then the shit got too real, too long. They had their babies, some of their first babies, rather young. So I'm like, I feel like it was just not knowing what you're. If no one's telling you, and you've never had an orgasm. A lot of women don't get taught to look at themselves, to
Yeah, that
touch
shit is
themselves.
crazy.
That shit is real.
What?
So if she's 16 years old, comes from a family that maybe necessarily isn't like sex talk friendly,
Yeah.
she may just be out here, and then you start fucking, and then it's like, oh, I just know he nutted. That's
You
all I
learn
know.
from your little raggedy friends. That's what
Yeah,
happens.
you don't
Right,
know,
right.
and then the next thing you know, you have a baby, or you're whatever, how many years in, and it's like, oh, I'm supposed, oh.
Right.
And then you don't even
Oh,
know
that's
that.
what's supposed to be
That's
happening?
the only way I think that because I don't see, like you guys said, I don't see her being with somebody and having all these babies and doing all this, knowing that, like, you're because and then saying it, that makes you sound like, so you was just fucking DJ Envy while he became DJ Envy to have babies
That's
with DJ
exactly
Envy.
what she did.
But why'd you have to come out and say
Right.
that you that was shit in the bag? That you know what I'm saying? It would make more sense if it's on some, you're young and you don't know any better and you figured it out at
Look.
24. Oh, this is what an orgasm, or 26. This is what an orgasm.
Did we know her name or who she was
Gia
prior
Case.
to?
She's Gia.
All I know
she's
is
DJ Envy's wife.
she went home and sucked some dick for sure after that.
I ain't never
For
been
sure,
to-
for sure.
2 times.
Facts. Because
And
you
9 times out of
tripping.
10, he probably don't give a fuck. He probably like, look, man, this is just this shit
Get
that
the
we
fuck
as
out of
men,
here.
we as men go
Niggas
through this
care.
shit.
Men care.
No.
DJ Envy's
we
light
care.
skinned.
He
gonna do some
probably
weird shit. He
don't.
probably really cared.
No, don't play us light skin.
He light skinned. DJ Envy do all kind of light skinned nigga shit, and that's the given. He know that.
Wait, one of the viewers said, this kind of tells a lot about the woman's choice in men. This emoji, it's her choice of men. Stop choosing boys.
Boop.
Let's talk about
But
that.
she was
Like,
a kid. But they were kids though when they got together.
But
That's
now
the
10 years
only
later,
thing.
Facts.
Supposedly it was
10
going on for 10 years.
But yeah, and from what it sounds like is that's when she said it, because it didn't seem like it was recently he just figured that out. It seemed like they just disclosed it to us for some reason.
Yeah, I don't think.
See,
I think when she said it,
They go
he
to
had
therapy
to have
and all.
already known.
Yeah, he already knew.
So it
because
wasn't
he
a shock
talked
to
about
him.
it like, yeah, I already know. She's a great actress.
But why would you out? You can't be airing out our business
For
like
what?
that.
It's giving
For
Jada
what?
and Will. It's giving you
But
on
you
clout.
know what? You know what it is? She
That's
needed,
what I'm talking about.
she,
That's what I'm
needed,
saying.
she needed her
Now we're
get
getting
back
to the
for
root.
getting cheated on.
Yeah.
Of what it
Yeah.
could be. What
She
makes
needed
sense.
her
That
get
makes
back.
sense.
Let's give the media
did
something
get
to talk
cheated
about.
She
See, that
needed
makes
her
sense.
get back for. She needed her public embarrassment to be like equal. Like, oh, you cheated on me, and
Then
everybody
you're not
found
over
out.
it if you're still trying to embarrass your nigga.
I faked orgasm.
Then you're not over being
But
cheated
then that
on.
could lead to the possible narrative that he cheated on you because you was faking orgasms and he knew it. Therefore,
But
wanted-
he admitted he didn't know. He said she's a great fucking actress.
And this is the shit I'm talking about. See, now why is it even out here?
Cheated
Because
because
I
he
don't
thought he
know.
was slinging good dick and he wasn't. So then he was like, "Let me go back home," because she was faking it the whole time.
but just
and I
because
was
a
getting
woman don't
lied to.
orgasm don't mean he ain't give her no good penis now.
Push and pee.
Nah, listen.
Look.
Let-
After a certain point, yes, there can be good penis without orgasm. There can be. It's possible. 21 years of it?
there
Fuck
wasn't
no.
21 years
No,
of it. It was
10.
10.
I don't care.
That's
10,
a long ass
5,
time, though.
10.
15.
But if you don't
whatever.
know what it is,
That's almost 4,000 days.
if you don't know what it is, how do you know that you're missing it? It's
4,000 days.
it's not an uncommon. If you look it up, it's not an uncommon thing that there are women that go well into their 20s and don't orgasm.
But
so
see,
all of this like
Her
10 years,
simple
10 years, 10 years. It's like,
4,000
no, she started as a child fucking somebody. So if you don't know what an orgasm is, it makes sense that at 26 she was like, yo, shit's not going down. I don't understand what's going on. I watch porn now or whatever the fuck.
Pretty sure she learned her body.
But see,
enough
and that's
to
what I was
learn
gonna
something
say.
about it.
That I
That
guess
you can't say that because there's a
assuming-
lot of women that don't know their bodies.
I would say, assuming that she has made
There.
herself orgasm, then
That part.
you would know.
It's
But if
not.
she's never made herself orgasm and isn't having sex, then you are like, you're in that pocket of like, you're just naive. You don't know. It goes right over your head because you don't even know what you're missing. It's just like, before you have sex, you're not like, I can't wait, because you don't even know what, there's no like draw to
That's
it.
what I'm
But,
saying. So if she doesn't
never
know,
did that, then
and if she's faking it because she doesn't know what she's like, just imagine trying to have sex and you didn't watch TV, you didn't know what it was, no one talked to you about it, or you're just going off of TV. You just see them humping, her yelling, him, and boom, I'm pregnant later. Like, because the movies don't really show the female orgasm unless she's getting dome. They don't really show the woman nutting unless she's on top. And they don't really show women on top because women don't even want to show their titties.
I know
And
what
women
do
don't want to
show
do
it,
those
though.
sex scenes. So if you just go off of like basic, regular, say she never watched Cinemax at night when she was 12 or whatever the fuck it was, HBO, real sex.
like, yo, little nasty
Yeah,
ass,
she
what's
never
up?
watched shit like that. Then she's out here like, what's a pussy? I don't know what it is.
So,
Like,
so to that point though, man, this is not a personal story. This is just something that was shared with me that I'm
Yeah,
sharing.
you better give a disclaimer. You got a cold ass track record.
Some women don't know that they're having an orgasm. I've been told, and stories have been shared with me how this is what was going on.
no, I feel like someone
This is
nutted
her-
while they were fucking, and
this
she
is a
said,
res-
I've never done this before, and he's like, what? That's what I think happened.
Hey, I be lying about that too.
To you.
This never happened.
Again, this is not a personal story. I was informed. I promise it's not. I was informed that he was doing his due. He was doing his justice, and next thing you know, he said, his face was glistening with some, liquid fluids and shit.
She nutted on his face. Just say it.
She didn't understand. She didn't understand that that's what was going on.
She squirted or she nutted? That's different.
Whatever the fuck it was, she didn't know that that's what the fuck was going on. That's the point.
She probably squirted.
She probably squirted.
9
and
out of
didn't
10, of
know
course,
it.
the way it sounded like, bro. If you
That's
know,
different.
So
but
she
you know,
peed
what I'm
and
saying?
nutted.
Exactly. She peed a
But
little
then,
bit.
like, fuck it. This is one of my
dead.
partners, man. Long story short,
I knew it was one of your
the
bodies.
the body reaction, the whole little, seizure-like response and shit of that nature.
That
He
tells
like,
me
man, to
everything
me,
I need to know.
she was having an
what
orgasm.
envy
She
like
didn't
saying.
realize that that's what was going on, and she would till this day still say this.
Look, you need to stop telling your partner's business, okay?
We don't know who he is. We just know he my partner.
Yeah, we
So-
just
That
we just seen
nigga
on
knows
your
who he
partners.
is.
Yeah,
That nigga sitting there watching like,
Bro,
God
call
damn.
in, man. Tell us about that, man.
Oh,
323
no, not
54204.
And you know what we're gonna call this segment? Her problem.
Bruh. Because I feel like, well, anyway, yes, there should be some
It's
education
giving-
involved.
Oh, no, let me not say that.
I'm telling no, honestly though, I think DJ Gia, right? That's your name. Gia gives me Aisha Curry vibes because this is a moment to get attention, and then you said something about she's been cheated on.
she wants to get
So
her get
somewhere
back
in her
publicly.
mind, like it could be a get back, and like that's also cause
That's
for
what it
attention.
is.
That makes sense.
Because
Yeah.
it's a sense in a way like a thirst trap where. As a man, if
Yeah.
I'm a freak and I'm out here on some prowler
somebody's
shit,
definitely in her DMs right
she
now.
never-
They're
had an
probably in her
orgasm?
comments like, I'll make you
hey
nut,
man, what's
baby.
up, man? What's going on?
Boo.
Why he ain't doing his job, man? Let's hang out
21
one time.
years,
man. I got
no
you. Don't worry
nut.
about none of that. Next thing you know, his whole plan is to be a piranha, baby. He finna go ahead and suck your soul out.
I mean, she ain't leaving DJ Envy. That nigga paid.
she most definitely ain't gonna do
She
that.
ain't going
but
nowhere, and they got like 7,
mean,
6, 5 kids, some shit like that.
Find somebody
Otherwise,
to
She ain't
suck
gonna
my
I know a lot of
dick.
women with
Weird.
7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10
But are they?
kids.
Do they have DJ Envy money? Exactly. DJ Envy? No, they no, they don't got DJ Envy
Well,
money.
But, hey, hey,
She ain't,
no,
she ain't
hey.
leaving them
That's
car
her
show
one
money
baby daddy,
checks.
right?
Yeah, that's her one nigga, her one husband
okay,
with all
for
the
sure.
bread.
For sure.
She ain't leaving them car show checks that they getting. What? All them cars
course
he
not,
got?
man.
All them houses that nigga flipping? She ain't going nowhere,
I
okay?
support it, man. Stay with your
She's
man.
staying
baby.
right there.
I'm gonna be like,
Shit.
I vote for me having a side nigga. He'll be like, hold on.
But
Yo,
then,
the same viewer said, I think women get orgasms when they are actually into the guy
Yes.
as well. Most times
Facts.
they'll choose looks or status and expect things they don't get after.
See, see, then that makes the argument even worse because you wasn't feeling your nigga, you didn't nut on your own. You was faking it.
First of all, why
married this
between
man?
both of y'all doofies, nobody figured anything out?
But what if they were the first ones with each other? They're both just doofy together. If I kept fucking the first person that I fucked when I was that age,
You'd be the one with 6 kids.
Exactly. And it would be dumb as fuck, and I probably wouldn't have nutted until I was 25 either. Because that nigga didn't know what the fuck he was doing. What? Think about the first time you had sex. It was probably a whole dumpster fire shit show.
I'm finna send him the link.
That nigga's gay now, so I don't think he really cares. I'm just saying. Because it's not who everybody thinks it is. Not y'all, but it's not who the viewers probably think it is. Anyway.
I mean, I ain't got nothing to say, but I mean, I don't know, man. I look at it from the perspective, too, though. Like, okay, sure, you haven't had an orgasm all this time, but you stayed with him, man. You got 6 kids with him. Chances are that might be something that she needs to really get in tune with herself with because maybe you don't care about that.
Chances are that DJ Envy's dick game is not that strong.
You can give a woman an orgasm with your tongue or the way you look or just the way you smell.
Go get a toy. Do something.
You can do anything. You don't have to use your penis. Like, I'd rather give a woman an orgasm with something else.
Sounds kind of lesbian.
Hey, whatever the case may be. Maybe, yeah, that could be a factor, too. She might.
Hey, but a lot of women don't.
Coming out,
and that's a whole nother level, too. That's a whole nother
coming
type
out.
of
Wait.
It could be coming out. She could probably be discovering some shit at this particular point in time of her life where now it's just hitting the fan.
I think that's no.
It could be a possibility. Who knows, man? I don't know.
Well, we have 15 minutes left, pretty much, of the show. Let's not give them all to.
And they said I only had 30 minutes.
Yeah, but you're here now, so you stuck. And
let's go, man. We
still have 420 questions to get into because it is still 420, and we have a little bit of time. So. Let's do some of these. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I just have a couple things that I want to people could just share stories. Mm-hmm. If everybody has like maybe it's like a bad story or a good story. I don't know what you guys have. If anybody has any facts or anything about the day, but that's what I brought to the table today was just a couple of 420 stories. So
good trip,
first,
bad trip.
One I was thinking of is how old were you, and do you remember the first time your parents found out that you smoked weed or tried weed?
They didn't find out till like way later. Like,
how old were you when you first hit it?
16.
And then they found out when?
Probably like when I was 25. 26.
How'd they find out?
I told them.
Oh, you just flat out said it?
Yeah.
That was dope.
You were just like, hey, yo, so just FYI, if you smell it, it's me.
See, by then, I wasn't living with my parents anymore. So.
Oh, okay. So you had the easy way to be kind of like, guess what?
I was going to make sure my mom didn't know.
Yeah.
They ain't on social media like that. So.
See, if your parents don't have social media, that's easy.
Then they just know.
Especially as an artist, or if you're doing something in entertainment, you kind of put your whole life on there.
Yeah.
But you could also use that as an excuse, like, nah, mom, it's fake. It's just for the video.
I'm lying.
When we saying the smell, I'll be like, my homies.
Oh yeah,
She knew all my friends smell. She's like, well, just you don't do it.
Yeah. What did she talk shit when she found out, or did she say anything? She was like, oh, whatever.
She just called me a bum.
What's up with that, man? Yeah.
My mom is old school. She still believes that weed makes people kill people.
Oh, she thinks about reefer madness.
Right,
she still got that in her mind.
Right.
Man, my daddy, he thinks it's the same. It's like crack, marijuana.
Yeah. He's like,
yep, exactly.
You
my mom will take it
are
there.
a crackhead. You're on drugs.
And I'll be like, Mom, how do you know? I just know.
I think it's the lack of education too that the older generation got. Because there's some people that's in that same generation.
It depends on how old you are,
like me, But like for sure.
How old were you, and how did your
parents
find out?
I think I was like 15 or 16 or something like that, and my neighbor snitched on me. It was weird.
Shady bitch.
We had a glass pipe, and me and bro was going back and forth, and he so happened to have it. Long story short, his mama found it. It was like World War VII in their house, and that's my Latin partner, and my Latin partner, something I learned from the culture. They do shit a little bit different. So moms was really tripping, and she made it a point to walk down to my grandmother's house and tell my grandmother what was going on. So they got me all over there. We all had like this little small intervention for the two of us, as if like we was like some potheads or some shit. And most definitely, like, that's how I was exposed. So whose pipe is it? all right, it's mine. But then, you know, I said somebody from school gave it to me, and I was holding it for the homie. Because, like you, I didn't want my mom to know. And, you know, all the little judgments that come with that shit, it was just like, look, man, you know, you don't want to be, you're going to be like your cousin, and then if you smoke this weed, then you're going to be doing this, you're going to be stealing this shit, and there's all the other judgments just came with it, and it was like, man, look, all I did was smoke a little bit of cannabis, okay? If y'all notice, I'm at home, I'm calm, I'm quiet.
Right.
I did my homework already, and if you notice, my last test was nothing but an A+. Hello. And... Hey,
hello.
They didn't understand, but you know, I mean, I was, you know, it was a tough time. But then eventually, like, I masqueraded as if like I didn't do it. That was that one time mistake. But they really learned after I came back from CSUN.
Oh yeah, when yeah.
You know what time it was.
My parents think my life fell apart after. I'm possessed. I done lost my damn mind. Some brain cells that thing be done. They're like, no, they be like. Since you went out, my daddy like, since you went out there to Northridge. It's like,
right, yeah. Smoking it tweed.
It's like a mess.
You got that reefer.
Yeah, don't call it reefer.
That reefer.
Yeah, my dad be saying that.
So my story is drastically different. My dad, shout out to him, smokes major trees. He said he's been waiting for me to smoke weed since I was born. When I turned 18, he was waiting. He was on some like, couldn't wait to find out when you smoked weed because I knew one day we'd be sitting here smoking this joint together. So, but I didn't think my dad was going to react like that in the moment. Yeah. So I didn't start smoking weed till I went to CSUN, till I joined a sorority and figured out that all of my sorority sisters are stoners. So I was getting, my first 420 was lit as fuck with the sorority girls, and it was just crazy. But then I was trying to hide it from everybody, like I didn't smoke weed, and then I went home and just never really told anybody. I just never said anything. I didn't smoke it. I thought I was doing a good job keeping it a secret till I was like 20, 21. And then I was outside. Then I would just go outside and smoke and was really just trying to hide it from my grandma. And was like, if my dad finds out, I don't know what he's going to do. He might cuss me out because he's my dad. I don't know, even though I know he smokes weed. So one day I'm out there smoking with like 4 people and he just jumped in the rotation. He just came outside and just got in line. And I was like...
Right.
What do you
like,
do?
oh, shit.
And
what type of smoker do I want to be now?
I'm hitting the blunt like, oh, shit. And it's like my friend and my other friend and then my dad and then like somebody else. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, shit. He pulls out this fucking pipe that it looks like a pookie, though. Because he's goofy. And to him, it's funny. Let me smoke some shit. But really it's a glass blunt. It's just a glass blunt. But to my unsuspecting friends, to them it looks like a fucking pookie. So my dad's out here with this glass pipe, fucking smoking that shit. And my little homie, Junior, shout out to him because I don't know where he's at, but I hope he's alive and well because this was some years ago. He's sitting there like, he's like, hey fool, your dad's fucking, what is he smoking? Like, he's smoking weed? And I'm like, yeah, it's cool. He's like, for real? Are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. So then he's sitting there watching, and he low-key dabbled in some other drugs. So he said he was sitting there watching my dad, and then he's passing it around, so he's watching all of us. He thought we were smoking meth. And then, like, I used to work with him, so I see he's like, hey, man, like, I'm not trying to sound, like, fucked up or, like, but... was your dad, were you smoking meth, dog? And I was like, no. He's like, are you sure? He was so pressed. Like, I've been thinking about it. I wanted to ask you, but I was scared because I didn't want to seem disrespectful. And I was like, nah, you're cool. Like, it's all good. We're smoking weed. And he was like.
But what did he say after that? Did he say something like, dang, fool, that explains a lot?
No, he was just on some like, he was just sitting there like, dang, he was tripping like, I don't fuck, because he didn't want to, he thought I was offended. So he's like, are you sure? Like, is it cool? He was my little young homie. He was probably like 18, and he's just sitting there like, and he was the first time he's around all of us. He's like around my dad. He's been in my house. He's trying just like, your dad's fucking old, dog. I didn't want to get disrespectful. And I was like, it's cool. Like, we're here. It's all good.
You don't look that young.
That was the first time my dad found out I smoked weed. That was awkward because I just remember standing there like.
You know, like that scene where like the young hipsters be doing their thing and the old head come join them, and then there's always that one that's like,
that was him. That was him. But he didn't want to get offended. He didn't want to offend my dad in his house, so he's just like,
Right, he like, hold on, what's going on?
Itching like,
And then he
shit, I
thinks
gotta lay
it's
down.
meth.
He's all like, "Don't pass it to me, fool."
My mama's gonna kill me, man. I'm still over here for a good time.
Shut up. Right, he tripping.
Damn, I still want to come back here and shit.
I want to be able to come over, man.
And he's the only one there. It's like another black guy, black girl, my dad, little white man, and he's just like sitting there like, these are not my people. This is not my tribe. I don't really
He
know
like,
you.
Fuck, they're gonna get me in trouble, man.
They told me not to go to the black family house. They told my mom.
Mom's gonna make me go to confession, yo.
They're like, I thought I was just gonna come get faded with the homies.
He's
and you
like,
guys
I'm
got
gonna go
this
to
shit.
church like my
Damn,
mom said.
I knew today was gonna be crazy and shit.
He went home. Hey, talked to his cousin. Hey,
Fool. No, what's crazy is he went home and talked to my cousin because my cousin was his neighbor.
I'm dead.
And he's like, hey, are you sure your uncle doesn't fucking do that shit, dog? And I'm like, what?
That's hella funny. See, and for me, because my dad is
God, it was
older,
amazing.
and he's like dope,
Yeah.
crack, everything. I was on some like, I'll still be like, what?
You're
But
like,
see, it's like he's so old fashioned. It's like a don't ask, don't tell.
Uh-huh.
He's that generation, like don't ask, don't tell. But I feel like they knew early on. Low key because of my entourage that I used to kick it with. So then it was like,
You niggas are here.
I
fucking
know your
smoking.
asses is smoking.
Yeah.
So and then one time my mom, it was sometime I was out living crazy, and then my mom was like, we had to go like do something, but I was trying to do something else before something, and she's like, I'm gonna come pick you up right now, and I'm like, shit, and I'm like, look. And then like I got in the car, and I know I smell like weed, and I know she smelled it, but she was like, oh. My little brother was there, and at that time he was like little. A kid. Yeah, he was, and so she was like, "Don't come in here and smell like that in front of your little brother." So I said, "Oh,
I didn't give a fuck.
check in front of the little brother."
I didn't give a fuck about him.
No, but she
But he
didn't. She
snitched
wasn't
on me, too.
tripping. She was like in front of your little brother.
Oh,
Gotcha.
got it. Don't do it in front of them. Stay woke.
Stay
Yeah, so then I
woke,
was
yeah.
like, respect. See, I'm not typing this.
Don't
So
do it
then
in front of the
after that,
brother.
I just like held a little, like I just give my respect to them for it,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
they know what's up. So it's kind of like I don't say nothing. They don't say nothing, but my daddy, he just thinks anybody.
Yeah, because your dad's
you on
from
drugs.
that
You do
generation.
anything different, you on drugs.
Yeah.
You can wear, you dye your hair a crazy color, you're on drugs.
You're on
So it doesn't
drugs.
matter. So I'm just like, well, we all on drugs then.
We just out here on drugs.
The beauty of the situation is that now, though, there's so much information and education given to those who are unaware of what
Yeah, but the
CBD,
old niggas ain't trying to figure that out.
THC. It just depends
Her
on
daddy
them.
ain't finna find out.
Like,
Yeah, he don't care.
that's true. That's
He
true.
don't want to be a
200%.
crackhead before he died.
Like, my pops, y'all know Pops.
Mm-hmm.
Pops. Let me tell you, this is real quick and embarrassing, but look,
Oh, no.
this is when he
Don't embarrass
realized
Pops
for
again.
Don't
sure.
play Pops.
Don't play Pops again.
No,
We
he
gonna
was here
bring
for
him
this
back
one.
next
He
one.
was here for
Okay.
this. In my adult age,
Okay.
my ass was nervous to hit the blunt. Fuck, he gonna stay here while we smoke. You know, I was on that type of time, and then like, you know, for the like my cousins, they hitting the blunt. We all having a regular conversation. Come to me, I'm like, oh, you just give it up. And then he looked at me and he gave me a look. I'm like, man, you know, fuck it, he cool. Shit, we adults, we grown. Start smoking. But I think there was a time where he was like anti cannabis, marijuana, all of this shit. When given the information and education as to what it does, the physical benefits for nerve pain, for those of y'all who don't smoke cannabis, if you have nerve pain, look into like investing into yourself, some CBD, and you know,
Yes.
maybe smoke a little bit of cannabis here and there. But they, you know, stuff like that. That education did allow
And
him
maybe
to
not
open up and
flour.
realize.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
topical stuff. They have sprays. They have
Edibles,
oils. They have so many
lotions,
different things you
salves.
can use.
Yeah. I got a CBD
Possibilities
rub
are
right now
endless.
to help with this little, you know, with the little injury I got. But you know, it's all good.
Yeah,
Nah,
no,
you
definitely.
what, from
I love my little CBD.
sciatica?
Yeah. We weren't gonna talk about that in detail, but yeah.
Yo, I've been there.
Me too.
been
That's
there?
why I knew.
3 months
too.
ago.
Yeah. I'm recovering though. I'm recovering.
You just
We
gotta stretch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
You
that,
really
that-
have to
I've been doing
stretch
this.
it.
Well, I've been sitting
Yeah.
here. I gotta do this.
You gotta
Yeah.
stretch
Yeah, you
it.
gotta stretch
that
it
shit
out.
is real.
Definitely.
Everybody, I feel like during the panorama was like, you get a sciatica, you get a sciatica, and you get a sciatica. And it's
Everybody
like,
was sitting on their behind.
Oprah paid for it.
Oprah was handing them out.
Yeah.
Okay, last minute, 420, anything.
Worst trip y'all seen? Quick.
Ooh.
So we were going to the club, and somebody decided to whip out the edibles.
Oh, no.
And
Not edibles and drink.
I had at that point I had never done an edible, but I heard about it, so I
see.
knew better. So I only took a little bit, right? And it was like over 1,000 milligrams.
Was it candy, chocolate? What was it?
No, it was a Rice Krispie.
Oh, shit. So
hell
it's only that
nah.
big.
Yeah. So, but my buddy, he
Greedy
decided.
asses.
Yeah, he decided to eat half of it. Yeah.
And drinking.
Yeah, and drinking.
And smoking.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
He started to trip out. He started acting like he was like talking to himself and like kept going like this. And you know what I mean? And I was just like, bro, you okay? Like, and he was just like,
No, I was like, hold on, do that
and
again.
He just went like this. He was like, no.
No.
You know? And I was like,
He's
I'm
like,
gonna
all
take
5
you
of y'all asked him, are y'all okay?
Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm going to take you to the car because we were still partying.
Yeah, you like, we're going to take you to the car so I can come back.
Yeah. And he was like, okay.
Oh.
So I had to drag him out because he couldn't. He was just like,
Oh,
and
no.
and then got him in the car.
He did some
He
other
started
shit.
crying. He started crying. He's like, I feel like I'm in a spacesuit and I can't get out.
Oh, no.
Aw,
Yeah,
astronaut, beat me up, Scotty.
And he was just crying. He was just chilling there. And then the next day he was just telling us about his trip. He said he felt like he was in a spacesuit, like locked in a spacesuit.
Oh, that's terrifying.
And he couldn't get out of it. Like he was just trying and he just couldn't get out.
Oh, no.
That's because that
Yeah.
500 milligrams was headed his ass
Shit.
locked
And
down.
smoking and drinking.
Man,
That's lit.
I had an
don't do
edible for
with
my
people.
birthday in 2015. How much time we got? Make
Everybody
this quick,
has some
JP.
bad experiences with edibles.
I had an edible for my birthday in 2015. And long story short, y'all remember at the time, I think it was like Fast 6. Maybe that came out where, Dom Toretto and Jason Statham's character, there was a scene in that movie. So I had surround sound in the spot and all, and I was watching it.
Thought
It
you was in the
loud.
movie?
Bruh, that
You
shit,
was in
when
the
that car
metaverse?
hit, I felt... I felt that shit. I'm
You
like,
thought
they
you
didn't
was
die.
in an accident too, huh?
No, I'm tripping. I know I was tripping. I took a shower, got out, I sat down. Shit was just, it was like this. I got to go to work tomorrow, man. I got to go to a thing, and I went to the gym, try to sweat it out, thinking I'm going to come
I've
down.
been in an
I
accident.
didn't go to sleep at 4-something in the morning. Woke up 6:30, 7 o'clock the next morning. Was up and ready. I was faded. In the office the next day, in the middle of all my coworkers, like, how you doing? What's wrong? I mean, I'm just my headache. Oh, some shit. I was fucked up, man. Look, I've never done an edible ever since, man.
See, I never
Bad
got like
trip.
that off of an edible. Oh, the only time I ever felt like that was the first time I hit a bong because my cousin tricked me. And my cousin's 10 years older than me. And I was probably like,
Not
20.
tricked.
No, he did. I was probably like 20, like 19. No, I was like 19. And he's like, look, it was just a regular little bong like that size. And he's like, look, you just light it and you take the stem out once the whole thing is filled white. It has to look like milk. And I was like, okay.
All right, yeah.
I milked the fuck out of that bong. I milked that shit, and then I died for like 10 minutes.
You coughed your soul
and then
out.
I sunk into the couch and watched Apocalypto. And that was the worst decision of my life because those niggas were cutting heads off and rolling them down the fucking shit. And those niggas were speaking in that shit in that Aztec language. And I was sitting there like, oh my God. I was like stuck. I was scared. My heart was beating. I felt like my hair was going to get chopped off. But I was just like, it was more so that I couldn't stop watching it.
Right.
And I was stuck in the couch and I was just like, no! So that was horrible. But it wasn't from an edible. The best edible experience, I just slept for like 27 hours.
See, why am I
That's
gonna
it.
do that? Mine,
But if you ever dive back in, go with the gummies.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just
It's
It's
take
really
time,
the
man.
dosage though
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
It's
it's the
really
The
dosage.
gummies will
dosage.
just knock you out though.
I got you.
That shit was terrible. I
I
was tripping. I'm paranoid as fuck.
Yeah, like cookies, brownies, or the Rice Krispies, they always tend to do that kind of stuff. Those are the stories.
I think it's
I've never heard
sugar, too.
anybody
It's the
go
sugar.
crazy with the gummies. I've never heard
I
of it.
hate
Yeah.
that
I think
sugar
it's because they
shit.
put more sugar into those to make it so you don't taste the weed. So and I
Bingo.
think it's
I
a
think
sugar
that's
high.
what
I think
happened.
it's a combination of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all, we done burnt the time.
We
man,
did. We
but
burnt the time.
Thank
We kept you here longer than we said we would.
again.
So
Right.
thank you for
Yeah,
hanging
let's give a
out
shout
with
out to
us.
Curfew,
Yeah,
man.
shout out to
Thank you for coming through, Curfew.
Which tell them where they can find you at. Drop
On
your
socials,
You
yep.
can find me on all social media, all music platforms. Curfew with a Q, Qurfew.
Yep, go ahead and follow him. Go
Make
check
sure
out
y'all
his
tap in
music.
with the
And
man.
you said you have a show coming up.
This Friday at the Witch's Brew in North Hills.
North
Pull
Hills
up.
and the Valley.
Mention this show, get in for free.
Ooh, you got 15 minutes.
Is it North Hills West?
Well,
For sure,
thanks for being with us.
Right.
Hopefully
Thanks
we'll
for
get you back on
stopping
here
in.
soon. Maybe after the
Yes.
show.
Hey.
Thank you guys for viewing. Thank you guys for watching. Tune in 2 weeks on the first and third Wednesday of every month, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You already know. You got 15 minutes. Hit us up. Y'all know what it is.
Tap in. Y'all know what time it is.
Well. Splash!
We out here.